Just the right position so you can forget it exists. Any aches and pains, they'll go away if you're not there for them. So review your posture. Make sure the immediate area around you is well presented, a miniature version of making your room just right. Did I say front was off? Yes, I did. And I wasn't following through. Thanks for coming back, everybody.
Thank you for having us.
As you scan your body and make sure your physical form is parked like a inanimate object which you'll withdraw from. Just scan any sensations of tension, releasing any tensions at the base, spine is straight. Your chest's open because your hands are well positioned for your posture. Bring your mind's attention lightly on the breath as you release any tension on your shoulders and neck and your face. See if you can crack a tiny smile on the edges of your lips. Your eyelids are relaxed. And bring your mind tighter on the breath, just the breath. Naturally, not forcing it. See if you can make one final commitment to say goodbye to your posture, your body, as your mind goes tighter and tighter on the breath, following the exhale all the way up to where it begins to change and return as an inhale. Follow it back in and see if you can catch the moment or the pause between the inhale and when it turns into an exhale. And do that for about 10 rounds. See if you can catch your motivation for attending this training and for practicing meditation. Connect to the deepest understanding you have of the benefits of meditation for you as a being, not for you in this life, but for you as a being, for the mind that drives your experience. What's the highest benefit you can get from meditating and watching your mind? and connect to that as a reality. See how everything else that's not as important fades away in the background. Imagine your mind actually reaching that ultimate understanding and experience. And then imagine that that is possible, not just for you. It's a real sensation and experience that lasts, that's permanent. But imagining it for every other creature on this planet that's moving about looking for some happiness or avoiding some unhappiness. Imagine if it's possible for them to, if you could help them reach that same state of mind you just imagined. Try and get specific examples of people on this planet and beings on this planet getting that experience, being permanently removed from suffering and seeking. Imagine in a very real way what a world like that would look like, how people would shift and change. Imagine the joy, feel the happiness, a deep, unshaking happiness based on truth. And now I'd like you to double your efforts by calling in front of you your perfect teacher, realizing you need their help and guidance to make that vision come true, because they live in that vision constantly. So it can be imaginary or real person. And all I want you to do is really sense the experience of them existing, them being able to catch your mind and motivation and appearing in front of you, like fading in, sitting in front of you knee to knee, facing you. And don't go any deeper, just experience their appearance as a very real 3D thing in front of you, powerful with every quality you need in your toolkit to transform this world of yours. Imagine like a magnet, something in that vision in front of you is magnetizing every part of you that can turn into that, but you don't quite touch yet. then withdraw that vision back into your heart and feel that there's something yet to do, something unfinished, and gently come back to this room. Turn the lights up, please. Yeah, all the way up. Did that feel like unfinished business? Good. We're going to finish it this week. Cool. Thank you so much for being back here on second of the 4 weekend portions of this training. This is the first time the 3 jewels. Can you do the second one too? Yeah. Some of you asked, can we be clear about the schedule? So we got your feedback. Thank you very much. Take your photographs. They're up there. That's today. We will stick to, at the very least, the break times. Okay? And you'll see that there is a long break at 3:15 after we had a lunch break. And that's just to let you all digest and to give us buyback time if we go over and so on. Okay? Photographs taken.
We need to know the schedule.
We need the schedule. You have the schedule, okay? We will stick to it to the best of our abilities. And tomorrow, for those of you who can stay up to 5, this part, this workshop and assignment part, is where we're going to spend way more time than we did last time on practicing, preparing for the homeworks that all of you, most of you didn't finish. Yeah? It's who's a meditation teacher here? Good. Who's a yoga teacher here? Who's got students that don't do what you tell them to do? Okay. Where does that come from?
Okay. Usually from them.
Yeah. So look, no sweat. Yeah, no sweat. We'll cover in the morning, as you saw for the 14th, or is that today?
It's the 13th.
For that, we're here until we break for lunch. Actually, yeah, we're here until we break for lunch. The first 2 hours, almost hour and a half, will be me reviewing what we did last time in a practical way and spending time talking about your assignments and not your assignments and what the point of them is in terms of you becoming the most powerful teachers you can become with your mode, with your skill set, with your flair, yeah? But also stable enough to be representative of the 3 jewels as an entity, the 3 jewels that's been doing this stuff for 20 years plus, and a lineage that goes back thousands of years. Yeah? So that's the point. One big point of this is not just the subject matter, which we obviously focus on, but we're trying to challenge you to become more than what you think you are. Yeah? And all we have to do as teachers is believe that you can be that thing that you don't yet think you are one more time than you don't think you are. All we have to do is think of that about you one more time than you don't think you are. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Like, I'm just a normal guy doing I'm a Hector, right? And it just takes a few people to believe in me one more time for me to actually buy that story, for me to step into that possible me sometimes. And we would like to be that for you, yeah? So whatever your excuses were for, I didn't finish my homework, and I didn't get it checked, and I'm not a writer, and I'm not a nana, right? If I voiced some of your voices, good. We just got to believe that you can be those things you don't think you can be. Just one more time than you think. So that's the 13th. That's the 14th. Are there any questions so far about the schedule and this weekend? Some of you cannot make it up until 5 tomorrow. So tomorrow, we've stretched it because in most of your feedback, you said we want more time on Sunday. So we did that. Yeah. That time will be used for two things. We'll be taking photos of you in a better way than we did last time next door if the lighting works. So we can get nice mugshots of you as teachers, but also to workshop this last month's assignments and prepare for the next month's assignments. And you'll be sitting here in your little workshops preparing the stuff you don't have time to do in your normal busy lives. Yep, cool. The schedule for the entire course, if you don't remember, is in 4 modules. Module 1, 2, and 3 are there to provide us the foundation, the first 100 rough hours of a teacher training. The 4th module is the way I can describe it is like a mini TED talk, yeah, like a mini TED event where you get to present a powerful, strong position of your take on meditation. So imagine you're doing a TED talk and you get to give us a powerful short, it won't be like a real long TED talk because there's too many of us, a real short, powerful, convincing argument of what the benefits of meditation are and what kind of transformation can happen. And you can take it anywhere you want from the content of this and more. Yeah? And then you're going to guide us in a meditation that is your flair of these 6 preliminaries. Yeah? Why am I doing that to you? Why?
Because you like torturing us.
I like torture.
Do you believe in us?
No, I do. No, I do. Like, I really do. I think there's a reason why we're together in this room and not other people in this room. Yeah? But it would be remiss of us to just give you content. You can get content in lots of different places, but you need to step up your identity, your personality as a teacher, your capacity to present to a variety of audiences and the rest. Written, like, really articulate your standing for what meditation is. And then the challenge for you, the one we can't help you too much, is are you congruent with that? Are you living your life that way? You know, I know for the longest time I didn't. Yeah. I had a nice out there, like, I'm a good person, look, and then I'm like, No, but really, and then I'm like, come on, everybody, come, you shouldn't drink.
Yeah. Yeah.
Seriously.
Yeah.
That does something to you. Yeah. And if you leave that tension unanswered for the longest time, people read bullshit. They're not like the humans that we're living with on the planet. They're not stupid. They know. They're doing the same you're doing. Okay. So this is the course. So that's the little mini event that we're going to have at the 3 Jewels, where you guys get to be nicely dressed. You on the floor. Will be recorded on high res. And I know this is like your little signature piece. That's what we're aiming for the first 100 hours. To give you a sneak preview of the total 500 hours that we have for the first course, right? Is the middle piece is all about deeper and deeper types of meditation on suchness, on emptiness, on deeper stuff, right? So your toolkit is busy with real content, the stuff that really transforms lives, yeah? But the foundation is this preliminaries. You got to know how to do this to get audience connected to the idea of meditation and be powerful in what you teach them. Cool? And the third one, it's sort of like the 3 turnings of the wheel. It's funny because I'm doing that at 15. This one is like, you have to do this, right? That's the way things are. The next one is all about emptiness and yeah. And the last one is like, okay, well, you have to really become your identity to answer all these different types of things that will come at you at the world. The last one will be more about you being a teacher. Yeah? If we get there. Let's
The
hope.
last weekend or last module?
Last course. This is 3 courses. Okay. This first course is 4 modules. Yeah, we're all there.
Yeah.
Oh. Good. I wasn't clear as a teacher. I apologize.
The TED Talk is for later.
The TED Talk is for this course.
Tomorrow.
It's gonna be today?
It's today. For you, it will be today. Yeah.
Right now.
Yeah. And go.
Bird time.
Bird talk.
I got my cat.
we'll cover it in a sec. But let me go back and say, please understand that there is a lot of teaching happening around meditation in the world, in the Western world that we live in at the moment. Just like there's a lot of yoga, and there has been a lot of yoga being taught in the West for the last 15 years or something, and more and more and more, right? There's a lot of meditation that's being taught that doesn't get to the ultimate purpose of meditation or the ultimate benefit for beings in meditation. If you meditate, you can be successful. If you meditate, you can relax. They're nice side effects of meditation. And that might be a good hook to get people to meditate. But the real ultimate goal of meditation is for you to be free from this incessant cycle of ups and downs. There's no other reason to meditate than recognize, truly recognize. If you want to become this teacher, it's not like you become a teacher. It's that you realize something deep in your body, deep in your mind, and that exudes out of you because you know it. And the only way you get to know these deepest truths, these deepest realities about what your potential is as a creature. You're not human. When you analyze it, which we'll do mostly in the second course, right? After we finish this whole foundational thing, we'll go deeper into that. You'll come to recognize that meditation can take you way out of these cycles of ups and downs and suffering. And you can reach a state of nirvana, enlightenment, and all these things, really, truly, and not like you think about it right now, assuming you're a normal person. Not like that. Not like a statue in the sky going, oh. You're not going to become that, okay? So know that the teachings that we've chosen here come from a foundation, all that can be tracked all the way back to the Buddha, tried and tested from sages throughout time. We're not making anything up. We're adding to it by showing you how modern science looks at the brain in relation to good meditators. But brains rot and die after all you did all your neuron connections, but your mind does not. And that's a whole investigation we need to get to as teachers. Not so much so you can teach it to the first person that comes up, but for you to understand it and really fundamentally shift the way you experience your thing called life. And with that, if you get that and you can exude that, then your students will match that flair of yours, that identity of yours that projects your understanding. And there'll be some understandings you have that are realizations that you really know, and then there are some that you're still studying, right? And for me, it's like realizations and then all this other stuff that I'm still studying. But logically, I've come to understand and I'm practicing, yeah? And that puts me ahead of the game if I compared myself to 20 years ago, where I thought, I want to be happy and I'm going to do this and that and this and that to get happy. Lost in that world, no longer am I. Now I'm lost in this world, struggling between that and this. But I know I'm onto something, because logically, without a doubt, I have broken some patterns of thinking about realities. Now I have to go to the experience gym, yeah, rehabituate my body, mind stuff. So know, without a doubt, that you've got the stuff that is in this room comes from a tried and tested lineage, which the Dalai Lama and his friends are practicing, if you want to put it that way. Next week I'm going to put my picture of Wonder Woman as me.
Same outfit?
Yeah, same outfit. I'll show you. Yeah.
Awesome.
We are committed to sharing with you, igniting in you, these 4 things that you should become competent at. And do you remember the 4 stages of learning? I think I covered them last time. Do you remember them?
Yes.
What are they? Before any learning happens, you are
Unconsciously unaware.
Unconsciously incompetent. You don't know you're stupid. Yeah? That's a bad way of putting it. You don't know that you don't know something. The simple example that I use for that is when my dad was driving and I was a snotty 12-year-old sitting next to him, I'm judging him going, you don't know how to drive, Dad. Right? And I know how to do that driving thing better than you. In my mind, I'm doing this, right? And then one day, so I didn't know. I had a whole idea about how things worked. And we all have that about reality and your own identity, etc. But in terms of driving, I didn't know until when? Until what?
You started driving.
until I sat behind the wheel of a car for the very first time, really actually sat there. Yeah, not sat there playing, actually sat there and the car was moving on the road. And then I realized what?
You knew you didn't know.
I knew I didn't know. I became consciously incompetent. Like I knew I didn't know. Yeah. And that didn't feel nice. And there's something in there for us as teachers to understand. The problems we have in our lives, the biggest ones can be those door openings to learning. Yeah. You don't know something until you're pitched in a situation that might feel painful. Like, go on, drive, 16-year-old Hector, you're so smart. Dad's sitting next to me. I'm like, it was a stick shift, and I'm like, the bonnet was massive. Like I could see this bonnet, and it was like, whoa.
It's a bonnet.
A bonnet? It's a little cap for babies. It was a big cap. No, what do you guys call it?
The hood.
Oh, the hood.
Bonnet.
Bloody Americans. Go back to your country.
Watch the bonnet.
So seriously, I mean, do you remember sitting there behind the car for the first time and it looked huge? And when you were driving it, you lost the line under the bonnet and those cars were going to come at you this way?
Yeah.
Consciously incompetent. Yeah? Full of fear. Ah.
That's why I moved to New York.
Subway. It's full of fear. But this is your life. This is not a car. This is your life. Yeah? We step into moments that we are not used to stepping into, and we first of all have this fear and trouble and so on, but that's the doorway to learning. Yeah? You become aware that you didn't know. And our immediate reaction is, why is all this pain happening? Why is all this fear? My immediate reaction is, it's the car, it's too big. It's my dad, he didn't show me right. Like there's all these good reasons why I feel terrible at the moment. It's nothing to do with me, right? Most of us do that. So challenge yourselves as teachers to realize you're stepping into competencies where you're going to feel that way. I'm uncomfortable writing an essay about meditation. I don't have time. Bullshit. Stretch yourself. Yeah, open that time to say, am I going to step into this? And that discomfort, he said, oh, it's the computer. You get my point?
Yeah.
Second competency. So it's not so much about the content that we're teaching you. The content is fairly basic, but can go very deep. But now you using that content, your competencies around sharing it to other people, that's what we're committed to helping you. How do we do that? Write the essay, do the MP3, teach in public, give each other feedback. How nice does it feel when someone tells you you did something wrong? That's how you develop skin for teachers, okay? So you've gone from that growing pain, consciously incompetent, you know you don't know, and then there's a whole time, and that depends on your habituation between consciously incompetent, know you don't know how to do something, until you are consciously competent. Oh, I know exactly what I'm doing now to drive that car. But you're engaging your awareness, you're conscious about it. You're on all the time. And there's a whole period of getting you from I don't know, to I know, I don't know, to I know. And yeah, driving is this way, and turning is that way, and teaching is this way, and oh, that's right, I've got to do a strong opener for my meditation, I've got to get people's attention, and it's a conscious process that you need to go through. You do that enough time, habit, and it becomes unconsciously competent. You don't even have to think. You get in the car, and somehow you end up at some other location, and you forgot how many lights you went through, whether you turned left, did you indicate, you did it all. It's not where your conscious mind is at. And the amazing and the good thing about that is that it allows your mind to focus on other detail, like not crashing into cars, being aware of other people who are being consciously competent on the road. Right? So the point of this training for us, please don't mix that up for yourselves. It's not just to teach you content. Okay, you can come to ACI classes, you can come to Punsop's meditation classes. Content. It's you as getting a new habit to become teachers, and that you got to challenge yourselves, because only a short time can we do that here, and the rest of the month you got to do on your own. Hence the assignments, and then that will rely on some organizational skills for you. Do I know how to do the Google Drive? Do I know how to right? Who found that difficult? Put up your hand, please. Cool. We found it difficult too, because we're being consciously competent or incompetent sometimes in that. This is a pilot for us. So this is the first time we're doing this. So we've got some issues on our side to figure out what the best and most efficient way is. But the good thing is that you get to practice things you're not used to practicing. Yeah. If you're not familiar with Google Docs, guess what skills you might need to help other people get access to information, your future meditation information. It might be Google Docs. Yeah, guess what you're going to have to give to students to say, listen, my mum just died. I need some meditation. Can you record me a meditation that's clear and concise for me to meditate on, because my mum just died? And you're going to go, oh, I don't know. Can I sit in your room? I don't know how to use the MP3 thing. Fine. Don't know how to send it. No, it has to be second nature to you. You've got to give this stuff to them the way they need it, which means you've got to learn different skills. Yeah. And you being together in a room is sharing those skills. So the point of this course is equally to get you well organized. Yeah. And that means delivering a course and the material around delivering a course. And then the last one, professional integrity, is that thing I talked about earlier. You can say a bunch of things, but are you living it is another story. That tension in you, you have to resolve. But we're here to help and support each other. And we haven't quite figured out how to help measure that. But and we're open to ideas, but we've got some clues. Yeah, for example, when you're presenting, are you using words that sound weird and unfamiliar to you? Does that give us the impression you're not in integrity with what you're teaching? That's one thing, and that's a simple way, but we've got to figure out other ways to get us all together on this personal integrity around the teachings. Is that cool? That's sort of the point of the course, just as a reminder. The outcome of last course is that you want to take your students, ultimately, you want them free from suffering. Yeah, ultimately, people come to you to meditate. Why? They think they're going to make more money, or they think that it's a refuge. It's a kind of refuge, right? They chose not to take refuge in something else, and they took refuge in here. Yeah, so it's our job to understand the highest place they can go. And then we got to moderate that skill set to recognize where you got to know where they can really go. This is important. This is the ultimate goal. But you might be talking to someone that can't go there yet, right? Who's teaching DHS in the room? Right? Can you go, okay, everybody, let's get enlightened? No, you can't, right? You have to figure out in your audience what you can teach those people, right? Who's teaching executives at an office somewhere here, right? Can you say, okay, dudes, let's get enlightened?
No.
Right. Right. But you got to know what it ultimately is, because after these beings get what they want, which they should, you should help people get happy. You should help people get a sense of freedom and happiness about, oh, I now have confidence that I can get a job in a home. In DHS, let's say I can find myself a real home. That's a really good foundation for another happiness. When they get that happiness and they enjoy it for long enough, at some point they're going to get itchy and want more. And more, and more, and more. And imagine you have all the health you want, you have all the money you want, you have all the energy you want, you have all the relationships you want. At the end of the day, you're going to want other people around you to get what they want too. Because you can't just be sitting there happy and pretty and go, oh, I'm relaxed. And everyone else is suffering, crawling through this world looking for work and relationships. You got to know you can take people to a highest place ever. And then you got to choose when to take each where. So let's talk assignments. Who completed there is out there. Every journal entry, I'm going to shame you. Yeah.
I did it, but I didn't enter them all.
Okay. Did you have trouble entering? This is a free-fall discussion about the troubles and the ways we could fix that process.
I didn't get a link.
Oh, who did not?
The same link.
Who did not get the link every day? Put up your hand.
Sometimes it was in my spam.
I
you
stuck
know.
it in the
But it also could have gone
Just put it in your bookmark.
You could just, I
Right,
kept
it's
going
the
back
same
to the
thing
same
from your
email.
first email.
Yeah.
Get this in.
Maybe
Cool.
I'll be.
So let's a couple of things. Okay. Who's got students in the room? Who's taught other people? Okay, good. Emmett, you got students. I believe it. They're called a band that you travel around with. You do. Isn't it frustrating when they don't take responsibility for completing something?
I have a wife.
You have a wife.
Red light, they go.
No, he said he has. He said he has a knife. Yeah. No, that's for the video. Yeah. Right? Is it a nice knife? Yeah, good. Excellent. It's sharp, isn't it? Yeah.
Both ways.
The key, the bottom point, the bottom line is here. If you are committed, I'm going to be like angry heck for you. If you are committed to really leveling up your capacity and really engage in this course, which is your 50%. Remember, we talked about 50%, 50%. Sarah's not responsible for sending you the link. And if you don't get the link, you call and get the link. And if you don't know how to find it, you find the link. Yeah. And then what do you do in the meantime? Like Brian, you write it on a piece of paper. Yeah. So please, for all the homeworks and quizzes, and it's not like you're in trouble, it's like for your own development, right? Because we'll talk a little bit today about refuge, karma and emptiness. Yeah. Bottom line of that little talk is, what kind of world do you experience? The one you put out. Really, that's all it is, right? So, yeah.
I find that engaging in electronics right after meditation takes me out of that state. Would it be an option just to do it on paper?
You can go to Pennsylvania or Connecticut.
Sorry.
Leave right now.
What?
Can I just go home?
It's fine if you, so we did this.
Do you prefer electronic for?
Eventually, I want you to put it in electronic form. Can you show me our evaluations, the little forms of them? Yeah. Yeah. So we had the same problem, right? We're supposed to be judging you, which is a on purpose word to use, so we can keep record of your improvement over time for every one of your presentations across the 4 competencies. Yeah. So we were supposed to do it on the computer last time. We didn't do it. We had to do it on paper.
Yeah.
So it's okay to do it on paper, but it must be recorded later.
Got it.
Okay. So everybody's journal entry should be in the one location, please. Is that an angry face?
No.
Okay.
No, I was just gonna say, maybe because you can just take a photo of it with your phone, and then if there's a link to upload an image, then you don't even need to do the extra repetition stuff.
How do you mean?
If there's a link on that Google.
But it's more about data, right? No? It's just a record.
The email you were getting was just the exact same link. You can click on that link. As
Yeah,
many
he's
times
talking
as you
about
want.
adding a
You're saying
picture as a record.
If you take a photo of the form
Yeah.
and just keep hitting it, yeah, I think that might
And then
work.
if there's like an upload.
It won't.
Oh.
Not exporting it to an Excel.
Yeah, I'd rather not have an image upload and have the data so we can cut, paste, and group it all together into, most people are teaching this, other people, it looks like no one's teaching this stuff. I can't reorganize photos, but I can reorganize data. So it's not hard yet. And some people had issues on, it's just about rehabituating, right? Re-entering your different mindset, going, that's right, I've got to do this as part of my meditation journal. Some people found that the link that you open up on the email and you type in the form didn't enter the information into the spreadsheet. Yeah. So some of you didn't have your information inputted into the spreadsheet because you thought you filled out the form via your email, and and it didn't go through. Yeah.
Sometimes that, just so you know, and I think I told you this, like I would press enter and I would get the confirmation on the internet, but then I wouldn't get the email. So that's why that happened maybe.
Halfway through, my confirmations started going into my spam folder and I lost them and then I found a bunch of them. So you might want to look there. I have another question about the leading. You want it to go right in the same journal. There's no distinction that you want us to say this is a I mean, I answered the questions differently. I said, this was a group-led meditation, so.
Oh, yeah.
Like I didn't say I had realizations.
Exactly, yeah. I
Sorry, I
hadn't
remember what's happening.
thought of that, so I'll figure out if there's a different form we should have a group led one. That wasn't a field.
They didn't tell us.
To do what?
To journal about leading the groups.
No.
So let's have one big discussion rather than 6 little discussions. The question here was about the difference between my own personal meditation journal and the ones that we led, once a week, right?
Mhm.
Right. I would like it in the same form. All you need to put in the header is like, this is my leader. This is the group meditation I led. And then the same thing, yeah?
Object, you can write that.
But
That's for your object.
we can decide together where we put it. I hadn't thought through it enough. Is the object,
Put it in the name. Name, hyphen, leading.
yeah, group, yeah, under the name. Yeah, are we all good with that? Do you need me to pull it up here so you can see what we're talking about?
Yeah.
I don't know what the spreadsheet looks like, but would it perhaps be easier if we were just given the spreadsheet in the Google Doc so that we fill it out and then turn it in at the end? So instead of having to go through and do and fill out all the questionnaires, we just have the.
No, then we need to see everybody's, as the days go by, we go in there and we can see all of you collectively.
Are you racing us like horses?
We are.
He's got 8.
We're trying to really, we realize that
Side bets.
we are nurturing a collective state of mind of intelligent teachers who are hopefully together going to level up each other, yeah, through the group discussion, through what we teach here, etc. And we're trying to keep an eye on how that is going, yeah, and who needs extra pull and who doesn't, and what was amazing that we could share with everybody. So we're trying to get process has become habitual, then it's not even a problem for me to go. Yeah.
Yeah, so like I think that the written part, if you are comfortable keeping your own, that's fine. I don't keep anything written. I don't always my journal digital, so.
Well, I think it's a backup
So
for
make it
people
better
who are
than-
having problems.
Yeah, I think the idea was
Like
just do it.
Right, the
However,
promise
like,
is good, but
you-
we do have to record it in a way
Like,
that the
know
teachers can
yourself,
actually
do
follow,
it.
right?
So what's the bottom line
It's a
here?
pain in the ass. That's
We
the
have to
bottom line. We gotta do
record it
it.
so the teachers can follow it.
Nike,
Even
let's do it.
Just do it.
No.
water, and this is bubbly water effect.
It's working.
It is?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do have internet.
Check 3 joules.
Okay, just open it up. Yeah.
I don't have it.
And you have, we put an hour, but really you have 40 minutes plus Q&A, right? To do both.